Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're digging into a report from Ramaco Resources. It's not quite gold, but there is coal. So let's hope this report doesn't leave us feeling too black and blue. Get it? Coal? Anyway, this report is about an update on their Brook mine in Wyoming, and we're going to break down what it all means for the company and its future. If you appreciate getting straight insights from corporate documents, make sure you're subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below, so come hang out with us and talk nerdy about companies. Scrollers of report, date could have earliest event reported, scrolled. This report is called an 8K, which is basically a quick update a company sends to the Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC, when something important happens. The date of this report is July 8th, 2025, so it's pretty recent. Scroll Ramaco, Cam Resources, Ink Scroll Kid. The company we're looking at is Ramaco Resources, incorporated in Delaware. They're in the coal business, if that wasn't clear. If you want to trade their stocks, here are the ticker symbols. METI-C for their Class A common stock, METI-4 for Class B common stock, METIOL for their 9% senior, notes due in 2026, and METI-C for the 8.375% senior, notes due in 2026, and METI-C for the 8.375% senior, notes due in 2029. All of them trade on the Nasdaq Global Select Market. Alright, let's get to the meat of this 8K. This report is all about sharing an update on something called an Independent Preliminary Economic Assessment Report for their Brook mine in Wyoming. Basically, it's a first look at whether this mine is going to be profitable or not. Ramaco Resources issued a press release about this assessment. That press release is attached as an exhibit to this report. The important thing to know is that the company issued this release themselves, meaning they hand-picked and wrote it. Now let's zoom into the press release to understand what exactly they said. While I do not have direct access to the press release's specific contents, given the context of an independent preliminary economic assessment report, we can infer the kind of information it likely contains. Let's run though a quick scenario together. The press release likely highlights the potential economic viability of the Brook mine project, emphasizing findings that are the result of this assessment, such as estimated reserves of high-quality coal that would be the coal worth mining. It could also mention production rates, meaning the amount of coal mined per year, operating costs as well as the big one, profitability and cash flow numbers. These numbers can be very important because they give investors an idea of how valuable the mine is expected to be. As always, it is always important to remember that this is just a preliminary assessment, meaning that things may change and reality can be very different. Now let's step back from the specifics and think about what this announcement means for Ramaco Resources. If the economic numbers are good, it gives Ramaco a stronger story to tell investors. It could help them raise money for the mine to develop and grow, which brings in more money to the company, and it sends a signal to the market that their business is in good shape. However, there are also uncertainties. This is a preliminary report, and initial excitement could fade if the project faces unexpected challenges like geological difficulties, delays in getting permits, or changes in the market for coal. The company's stock could take a hit. Say, let's assess where this company stands and what the future holds. First, Ramaco Resources is clearly focused on growing its business by developing new mines like the Brook mine. The success of these kinds of projects depend on how good their geological resources are and how well those resources are communicated to the investors and the market at large. Second, the coal industry is facing a lot of headwind or resistance. While there's still demand for coal, especially for steel making, there's also growing pressure to move towards cleaner sources of energy. This creates a risk for Ramaco because if the demand goes down, company profits might decrease. Third, Ramaco's strengths lie in its high-quality coal reserves and its ability to bring new mines into production. A weakness might be the dependence on coal at a time when other customers are moving away from coal. They could face significant impacts on their revenue. So what's the bottom line? Ramaco is in an interesting position. They have real opportunities to grow, but the market is not friendly. For investors, the stock represents both the potential for growth and also the reality of being in a dying industry. Alright, that's our breakdown of Ramaco Resources' latest filing. What's your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching, see you next time.